Hi Chrysalis. So today I'm going to go over the last section of City of Hope up to the end. I know we didn't get to do the end in the studio, although we were so close. I did create a video about the end, but I'm pretty sure it's just not on the channel. I was looking for it and couldn't find it, and I already deleted it, so if I didn't actually end up uploading it, it's just gone. So, but that's okay. It would have been for the first week, so I looked for it and there wasn't any video for City of Hope, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. So where we left off on last week's video was, I think, the second verse or something. So this is going to be the next chorus. So we just did the, I think it was like the faute jump, and then the chaîné turns. So we do 2 chaîné turns with our arms in this little Graham position or whatever. And then we have, I believe, 8 counts. So that's on 7/8. We have 8 counts to get to our new formation. And for right now, I think we are just running to that position. So we're just kind of like switching it up. I know some people had farther to go than others, so I might throw in a little bit of like light choreography there, like a turn, or like somebody might do something like off to the side if you're like staying in place. We'll figure that out when we get into the studio, because it like won't be that big of a deal to fix, but also I think just running to the position is fine. So we run to our position, and then this is a part that we also changed next. So it's where we do the reach, step around to our preparation for this little pirouette en dedans in a plie. With our fun arms, we step forward and we go out. So the counts for that are 1, 2, we suspend that, we come down probably on 2 and, or yeah, 1, 2, and this is on 3. So we suspend that, the arms, the hand is like open and like energetic and strong, and then I want you to think about, you know, that line coming from this hand all the way to this foot. So I want that to be strong. The knee is facing the audience. We're not like this, but we're turned out, and a nice little arabesque. So 1, 2, and 3. So then this hand comes from here and goes around with a little contraction and a rond de jambe. 3, 4. We start the turn on 5. We step here on 6. Try to make it parallel. I just like landed it with a turned out foot, so that might be like your initial thing too. So try to land it in parallel. And we land on 6, and then we go back 7, 8, or longer if you're in the second or third part of the ripple. So I think Emma and Abby go first. They're on 1, 2 for the next part. So you'll just do 6, 7, 8, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah? And then the next group, I forget who it is. You go on 3, 4, I believe. So when you land this, you're here. On 4, you turn on 5, land on 6, 7, 8, 1, 2. So your arms are a little bit slower. 3, 4. And then if you're on 5, 6 for the last group, you'll have the slowest arms. So you land here on 4, you do your turn on 5, landed on 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then you're on 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, and you can like, you don't have to go super slow. Like if you're kind of hanging out a little bit longer here, that's fine. But I want it to be like kind of like the arms are also like a little bit a part of that ripple. So you're here, you let them go, and then you go on your counts. So if you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that first part, the shoulders are 2 counts. The little, I guess, half attitude swivel thing is 2 counts, and then you'll start this on the next 2 counts, depending on what yours are. And then, so from there, you do this, it's a low jump, it's not super high, and I don't also need you to like point the toe, so it's not like the other one that we do where like I want it to be high jump, pointed toe on the bottom. This is just like a little, kind of like a chug. So it's not really high, but don't make it look like, so I want it to be low enough that it doesn't look like it's supposed to be high, you're just not jumping high enough, if that makes sense. So just like a little chug, and then we walk off. Well, we don't walk off, we walk to the setting for Jaylene's lift. And so when you're walking around, Emma and Abby will have the longest time to walk, and then the next people who go, who I forget who it is, I think Jaylene and Aubrey might be the last group, I'm not really sure. So you do the thing and you walk. So I want those to be like, not just like, oh, now I'm just walking and no one can see me, like while I'm getting to my space. I want it to be, you know, toe ball heel, right? And hopefully no one's watching you because they're watching the ripple. So as you're walking to that, you're kind of just tucking in behind, but I still want that to be like a really clean transition. And then know your steps. I don't want any like, oh, right? No, none of that extra stepping. So you're walking intentionally to the spot you need to be in and taking as few steps as possible to like get into place rather than like shuffling to like find her. You know what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. So you know exactly where you need to be and you toe ball heel your way with intentional steps to that spot to where you need to be. Just for the cleanliness of the whole step. Okay, so then Jaylene goes and we throw her up. With that part, obviously we can't practice that at home or whatever because, well, I hope it even works to still do the lift because I know we'll have to do social distancing within the studio. So I might have to ask about that. I really want that lift to be in the dance. So yeah, I don't know. That just like crossed my mind now. But anyway, so as of right now, we're still doing the lift. We lift her up. Try to like I know we can't practice it, but try to like just close your eyes and like pretend you're doing it and like try to feel the weight, like and just really recall like all the things you need to do, and then we'll work on it again when we get back. But I don't want to like, it was looking really good when we left it, so I don't want to lose that. So Jaylene lands, and then, so I'm not sure exactly what count she lands on. I think she lands on like 6 or 7, and so we have like a second before we do that little like breakout, which is on 1. And so we land. I want you to take a breath on 8. So inhale on 8, exhale on 1 when you do your suspension. And I just kind of, like I said, I kind of want like that part to be kind of like very unified. We're unified as a group, and then we like break out, but it's kind of like that exhale. So I really want the like breath to be in unison there. So we take a breath. Doesn't have to be audience, like it's not like a choreo like thing for the audience to see, just for us to be you know, connected to each other. Take a breath, exhale as you do your little whatever it is. So everyone has a different pose, but regardless of like what your pose is, it should be suspended, and I want that like suspended, like just like that feeling. So play with that, practice that, make sure that whatever pose you chose has that feeling rather than just being like, oh, I'm here. It should kind of be on releve or something that you like fall out of, where there's like that leaning. So work on that. I want there to be like energy, like just very emotive, like, you know, energy in that pose. And then, so that'll be on 1, hold it for 2, you'll fall out of it for 3, 4, before you like really start bolting off the stage. So we start like running off the stage at 5, but it'll be 1, 2, you can kind of like sink out of it, do a turn out of it, whatever makes sense for your pose, and then run off. And then when you run off too, kind of like, I don't know, I just want it to be seamless when you run off. So whatever your arms were, like you can like use that arm position for running off rather than just being like, I'm here and now, you know, I'm running off the stage. Rather than that, like if you're, you know, here, you can kind of like push your way off the stage, or if you're like reaching, you can like just do something that like pulls you, that makes your running off the stage more interesting.